Hey, hi everyone. In this video, we will explore how to connect our AI clients to a running MCP server. So in the past video, we saw that we built our own custom MCP server and we saw various ways by which we can run them, right? And our MCP server is running somewhere in our local system. So now how we will connect different AI clients, let's say the first MCP client, or let's say open AI SDK agent programmatically, how can we connect? And let's say, even Cloud Desktop, the AI assistant, how we can connect. So this video is like about the connection, the client server communication. So just short recap. So we built an MCP server using FastMCP. We imported the package, we created the MCP object, added some tools and resources. Then we launched them. First, either we can launch via MCP run, giving the protocol HTTP and host and port, or alternate way is directly run via FastMCP CLI. And first you build whatever you built, you need to test it. That's where you need to use MCP inspector. And for that, the command is FastMCP dev, the script name, colon, the MCP, the object what you created. Now, once you're satisfied with the test, you simply run it in a HTTP mode. So that's where you run FastMCP run, the script name and the MCP object. And there was a type mistake here. So instead of this -t, that's the transport protocol, you can type HTTP or streamable HTTP and host and port you give. Now this will launch it. So currently this is what I have done. So it is running in my local system, the MCP server. So the command what we gave is this one, right? So first MCP run calculator, this script T is equal to what protocol, host and port is 8083. So now this is running in my port 8083. So first let's learn how to configure our Cloud Desktop to use this MCP server. So if you go to Cloud Desktop, right? So you can go to files and then settings. So it will open the settings page and you can go to developer. Okay. And that's where, you can go to edit config. So it will open this config file. You just double click it. So it is blank because I have not added any MCP server. I deleted all the things. So now what we can do, we can just copy paste and this, we have to type. So basically what it did, so this is an calculator MCP server. Okay, this is the name I'm giving, and this is the command where my npx is present in my Windows prompt. So you can also open your PowerShell or let's say CMD command prompt you can open, and that where you can check where npx. So it will give the path npx.cmd you have to use. Okay, and in the config file, so basically you have to escape by double slash backslash because that's on Windows. So the command is npx and we are connecting to a remote MCP server. That's what MCP remote package we will be using, and the path is 8083. Okay, so even if that is I have launched it using 0000 so that anyone can connect to this one, and that is also you can connect via local host as well. Okay, so let's run this one. Okay, so it saved it. Close this one and now go to Cloud Desktop, and if you have enabled the developer mode, go there, developer, and reload the MCP configuration. So now see, this is now it is open. So it is now initializing. You can also check the log of this one. So by going to again developer, open MCP log. So this will open the a log file, and if you just scroll down at the last, it will show some messages. So that means if no error means that means your server is running. Okay, so now the best way, you can go to chat and you can say again, can you check what local MCP server you have access to now. Okay, so it says that I think it is the older one. Okay, because it's saying that it's from the chat history. So let's create a new chat. Just copy this one, create a new chat because it is answering me from my past response. So let's see. Can you check what local MCP server you have access to? So yeah, so you see you got this calculator MCP server. It has no access to. Okay, so now can you add just 2 plus 20? Okay, so now it will call it wants to use the add function from this MCP server. Okay, so now you allow once. So now basically it is calling me add function and it is giving me the answer. Okay, so this is the way configure your MCP server. Okay, so again I will just show you the configuration. Go to files and settings and go to developer and just edit config. It will open it, this one. You can see how easy to add this command, and just whatever the host it is running, you can connect it to. Okay, so this is how so easily we can configure our Cloud Desktop to our MCP server. Okay, so now let's see what are the alternate ways we can connect. Okay, so in the same in my GitHub, I have written three different code. Okay, so first let's go with the FastMCP client. Okay, very simple way. So what FastMCP package provided, they also provided a client, MCP client. So basically you can create a server using their package, and the same way you can provide a client also, so that you can connect with that. Okay, so now my server is already running here. So now I need to create this client, and here you can define the client object, and here you give the path here. So I will be giving 8083 because my server is running on 8083 port, and this is how my client object is defined. Okay, so now I have defined here a function. Let's say define any function you define, and here you give the which tool you want to call. Okay, and and what I'm doing here, I'm using this client dot call tool. I'm giving the tool name and what are the parameters I want to pass it. Okay, and I will this is again await I have to use, because this is all asynchronous kind of function. So little confusing code actually. So basically async, so basically I'm defining a Python function. Okay, and within that I'm defining async with that MCP client. You call that client call tool. Okay, and basically here I'm calling this main tool, and I'm calling saying that use this add function 5 to 6. Okay, so it is little not that straightforward to use it. Okay, let me go to this you know sorry for this path actually. Okay, this is, I think we are in the third border, right? Okay, so this is my scripts are over here. So I will now Python 3 calculator faster client.py. Okay, so you rarely connect through this approach, because it's very boiler code you have to write, right? So instead of that, you can directly use MCP inspector to test it. Okay, that's much better if you want to just test it. But you can directly use the MCP client, the first MCP client, to connect to this. So I have called it. So let's see uh, what is happening. So you get a request over here. So you got a result response, response is 11, right? So that's how you can call it. But this is, as I said, this is rarely used, but I wanted to just show you that, this is something exists that you can think of using it. Okay. The second approach is the straightforward, where what we have seen the our open AI SDK agent, right? So here you see, we will have to now connect using which protocol? HTTP. So I have to import this from agents.mcp, import that package, and this is I'm importing to create my agent. This is where I will be loading my environmental variable, and I have to, since I'm running in I have to is running, this is not in Jupyter notebook, this is simple Python script. I have to import this async IO, because at the end I will be running async IO run. Okay, so what I did like I've created this main function. Again, this is a asynchronous function, and that's where I have, like the past syntax what we saw, right? You create a server object first. So async with HTTP protocol, that's MCP, and you give some name and the parameters like which URL you want to connect. So here we have to change to 8083 and all these parameters. Then maximum, these are all the parameters. Now in short, with this block, we got a server object, and now we are using that MCP server, and here we are creating an agent here. Agent name is calculator assisted. Use the tool to respond to your question. This is what the system prompt, and here you pass that MCP server what you created, and you can give a model here. I don't know, I'll have to check whether it will work or not. In that case, I will switch to the local LLM model. Okay, and again we will be using result like what is 5 plus 6, and you will get a result. Okay, so let's try to run this one. Okay, again Python 3. So here I'm calculator fast MCP open AI SDK agent.py. Okay, so I'll pause my video for some time. Once the result comes, whether it will work or not, because I have exhausted my API limit. So let's see. If it doesn't work, I will again show you like how to use the local LLM model, which is there in my local system. I will pause my video here. Yeah, it did not work because I exhausted my quota. So I will have to now switch to local LLM model. So let me pull the code. Okay, so I have pulled my code. So basically we need to import these two packages. Okay, and then first we need to create a client, and this is where my Olama server is running, and I'm using GPT OSS reasoning model, and this is what we'll have to open AI chart completion model, and here give you the model name GPT OSS, and here you pass the client. So this is what you define a local LLM model by simple 5 lines of code. So now this we can use here instead of this one, model equal to this. So what I can use is equal to model. So this model is nothing but my local LLM model. Okay, so this will work. I will rerun the command. So Python 3 calculator FastMCP OpenAI SDK agent dot py. Okay, again I will pause for a minute. Okay, so this finished and we got the result 11. So what we can do, we can go to traces. Okay, this is the trace. I've already opened it. So you can see that it first called the MCP server tools and saw all the support tools. Then it calculated the, it called the LLM question. So the system prompt is you are the tool to respond user query. And the query was what is 5 plus 6. Okay. And so here the reasoning model said it thought like, okay, user is asking this, and I'll have a tool. I'll have to do that. Then it call this tool add, and it pass this argument, and then it calls this add function, and it got again checked some results, and finally it responded with the we need to respond with an answer, and the output is 11. So that's what it got. We got an answer 11. Okay, so this is what like very simple code. Okay, what we have seen in the past, through which we just have to pass the URL where MCP server is running. Okay, so in short, what we have seen in this session, like we connected like once the MCP server is running. So we built our MCP server, we hosted it. We tested, built our MCP server, we tested it using inspector, then we hosted it or launched it, then we learned how to use FastMCP client. Till now complex code here for the beginner. So like you don't use this one, but Cloud Desktop is the better one because nice interface. But we also saw how to use OpenAI SDK agent kind of thing to connect to this MCP server. Okay, so all the codes are available in my GitHub repository. I will the readme is there, so please try to you can follow that. So yeah, that's all about this video. So we've completed this phase where we built our own MCP server. So now let's do an actual use case. So we'll first go with this first use case, like NGS quality control. So basically we will build an MCP server that hosts all NGS based quality, like take the first queue files and do quality analysis. And we will now onwards we will use Cloud Desktop because that is more easy to play with. So we'll use the Cloud Desktop and we will ask that Cloud Desktop to do an NGS QC analysis for us, and the Cloud Desktop will use our MCP server that we will build to do a NGS quality analysis for us. So it's a very interesting use case that will give some tailored towards bioinformatics. So you will see how you can also apply. Okay, and after that we will now next after this use case we will move to the next topic where we can see how do we package this all MCPs. So we have built in simple Python script, right? How you can package into a Docker so that platform independent you can take that Docker image and you can host it anywhere, so that endless possibility will come once we package it in the form of a Docker container. So that after this we will do the that video. Okay, so with that I will stop here. I hope this video was useful, and if you have any questions, and feel free to ask me in the comments. I will try to answer. Thank you so much, and I will see you in the next video.